In 1970, Chuck was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam, and he was shot down in combat while he was there. It was his mission. He was a mission-oriented guy. He always had to have something to fight. Christ must have been thinking, I need somebody who's going to fight for these babies in North Texas. I'm going to need somebody who's really going to put his life on the line. And then Chuck came to be. And I like to think that he thought, he also needs a wife. And then I got to be. Then in 1984, the end of February, he met a guy by the name of Bob Pearson. And Bob was the father of pregnancy centers. He was from Hawaii. He had started a pregnancy center there. And he had this methodology that really appealed to Chuck. So it was a 2-day conference, and he told me when he got home that he had made a deal with God. He had told God, all right, I give you 6 months, and I'll work as hard as I can, my best effort for 6 months. And if at the end of that 6 months we don't have an open pregnancy center, then it'll be because it's not what you want. But if we do, he said, then I'll give you everything I've got, which he did for the rest of his life. It was definitely his mission. We opened the doors of the center on the 4th of June that year. So God wanted that to happen. And we knew, the minute that he opened those doors and started seeing women who came to us who wanted an abortion, who felt it was their only option, who felt they'd been backed into a corner and they didn't have any other way out, and he was able to help them starting right away. It was his mission, and it was God's will, so that's how we got involved. They say we're pro-birthers. Every pregnancy center that we know of offers help all the way through the pregnancy. They're there for that woman with whatever they may need: food, clothes, bills paid, cribs, and classes. Some of them run classes. Every girl who comes in to see us not only is promised that we'll be there for as long as they need us, but they end their counseling in front of the Blessed Sacrament, talking to Jesus. Whether they believe that he's there or not, he has an effect on them. He is there. If you can eliminate the crisis, if you can identify it and work with her, then the baby doesn't need to be eliminated. That's the difference between the pregnancy centers and the abortion clinics. We're much more than pro-birthers. The hope that we see is when we see a baby. When any of these women, they send us pictures of the babies when they're born, or they bring the baby back in to see us. There is such hope in that. There's a reason to continue. This is carrying God to those who desperately need it, who are in such desperation, these women, that they're willing to kill their children and pay somebody else to do it. And all they have to do is say yes to the gift that God's given them. They will realize, all of them, that every single baby, no matter the circumstance, is truly a gift from God, truly a gift from God.